The tallest building in Michigan, the Renaissance Center. Part of the scenery tonight as we come to you live from Detroit. 2K Sports presents Thursday night of the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Detroit. On Saturday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Monday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Collins at power forward with Len at center. And it's Young in at the 1. And for the Pistons, on the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Jackson and Kennard pair up at the 1 and the 2. And it's Brown in at the 3, the small forward. Smitty, we have a good rivalry game tonight with two conference foes. This should be a beauty.
Yes, indeed. I think the fans feel it, the coaches feel it, us as announcers, we feel it. The atmosphere is going to be great.
It is indeed. So Detroit will get the first possession. For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off the loss to the Pacers in Indiana.
I mean, in the modern era, you have to be able to stretch the floor or you're going to struggle.
Reason why, that opens up driving lanes, makes it dangerous for teams to W in the post. The offense becomes more dynamic.
Here's Young. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. And so it's Drummond with it. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
He doesn't let you off the hook, Blake Griffin. He likes to draw contact and usually gets to the free throw line. People wondered how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from LA to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite.
A free throw drops for Griffin. And with Griffin, he's also embraced Detroit's situation, trying to build a contender.
Griffin said he feels like he's a part of building something special here in Detroit. You have to admire how quickly Blake has gone all in for the Pistons franchise.
So he gets them both.
You know, it's interesting. Blake has increased his shooting range, but that hasn't really carried over to the free throw line.
Young finds Collins. Here's Herter, defended by Griffin. Herter, no good. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Lloyd Pierce.
Well, Kevin, their strategy coming in is to take advantage of what the defense allows. He said one of our strengths as an offense is the ability to stay patient, to run through options and find weaknesses that we can exploit. The main thing is, guys, he doesn't want his team to force anything.
David, thanks. We appreciate the information. Guys, what do you think about their emphasis on shooting coming in?
Listen, if you can get really good shot quality, being efficient, I think they can be successful with that strategy.
They have to be patient and a willingness to make the next pass when the shot isn't there.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Here's Young, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. And out of bounds, the Pistons will take it. Here's Jackson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Pass to Drummond. Len with the block. And here is Hunter. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Len passes to Herter. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game. The Pistons have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Pass to Griffin. Outside for Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. No good with the triple. The Hawks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And the pass to Herter. Outside Collins. Back to Herter. Passes to Len. Jacks up a 3. Sinks the triple.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
The Pistons leading. Outside Jackson. Collins against Griffin. He kicks to Drummond. Over Len. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
Herter, no good. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. To the inside. It's tipped. Stolen by Len. Here's Herter. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Herter's got his second bucket of the game to go.
That's next level vision. Young could probably lead the league in assists if that were his goal.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
I love this. Andre Drummond has gone on record saying he is one of the last true centers in the league. Hard to argue with that statement given how Drummond has played.
And a quick check of the stats for Drummond. He's coming off an excellent season. First in rebounding, 8th in steals, and he finished among the top 10 in blocks, bringing that intimidation factor to the paint.
And getting back to the fact that he led the league in rebounding, you know how hard that is? What a tremendous asset to the team. The rebounding and defense Drummond provides, Smitty, feels similar to an old school center.
Yeah, it does. Drummond is still very effective, even without having an outside shot. But he's gotten better at that. Most centers now can shoot threes, but Drummond is happy to stick to what he does best.
Young. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
The ability of Trae Young to take it up inside makes him difficult to pressure out on the perimeter.
Jackson against Young. Back to Kennard. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game. The Hawks trailing. Young outside. Over Jackson. Young's shot is off.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
Here's Kennard. No good on that one. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Here's Herter. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
Pass to Griffin. Len grabs the board.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
Young with no one around. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Pulling up off the bounce, just another tool Young uses to create separation.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. From past the arc, they get the rebound. Pass to Herter. The 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Griffin. Lays it up off the glass. Griffin's got 8 points.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
That's the competitor in him. Close game. Let me have this one.
Young against Jackson. Now Young. Inside, and it's Herter, top of the key. Top of the key jumper, no good. The Pistons have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Jackson against Young. Jackson dishes to Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
The Hawks trail by 4. Young taking his time here for the 3. That's a bucket. His 3rd of the game. He shot the ball 7 times.
How can you leave this guy that wide open? Please, that's terrible.
Jackson kicks to Brown. Drummond passes to Griffin. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. No good there. For Atlanta, they've gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. 20 feet out. Hunter, no one around him. That's in, coming off the assist from Young.
And the defense has to recognize this. Hunter is a legit threat to shoot off the catch.
Jackson finds Brown. Back to Jackson. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got 5 rebounds tonight. Brown against Young. Shot from 12. Here's Collins. The kick out to Young. From the arc. Rebound, Detroit.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
Whoa!
Beautiful, beautiful. As graceful a 280-pounder as you're going to find. Drummond with the savage throwdown.
And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta.
One area that the Pistons were great in last year was perimeter defense.
What they did, GA, they closed out on shooters fantastically. They got hands up and hands up high. Allowed the fewest threes against as a team. Their interior defense was just so-so, but on the perimeter, they were tough. You look at the Atlanta Hawks offense, so much is generated outside in. 3rd in the league in 3-point attempts last season. Of course, some of that was the addition of Trae Young.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Markieff Morris is checked in for Griffin. Beasley comes in for Bruce Brown. Tony Snell's checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Rose in for Reggie Jackson.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Beasley. Now the pass to Snell. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And Young gives that extra deep floor spacing, something teams are looking for now.
You watch Steph Curry and Dame Lillard, they're shooting from 26 to 27 feet out. That changes what a defense can take away. That's why Young, despite his size, was still drafted top 5.
Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play. The Hawks shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Free throw good from Reddish. And of course, there's no questioning Cam Reddish's talent level. Greg, he has a high ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, great size, length, the fluidity as an athlete. He can make an impact at both ends of the floor, shoots the 3 well for a young player, and you love his ability to match up really 1 through 5.
Atlanta leading by 3. Young with the ball. He's picked up by Drummond. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Smitty, the city of Atlanta, as you know, has really embraced Trae Young.
Kevin, they call him Ice Trey. The franchise handed him the keys, and he's running with it.
And he makes the first. You know, Greg, at Oklahoma, the long-range shooting of Trae Young drew eyes. But it seems it's his passing that's his most NBA-ready attribute.
How about, Kevin, first player in history to lead D1 college basketball in points and assists. Top 10 in the league in dimes his rookie season. Young man has a chance to be special.
One of the most exciting, memorable players in college basketball history. Trae Young is incredible.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
A little bit late there, but you tried to get into your opponent's head. Force them to go somewhere else with the ball, and he did that.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
The Hawks leading. Now, here's Reddish. He's got 5. Young passes to Jones. He dishes it to Reddish. Unloads. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Lobbed up there for Drummond. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Right side, Jones. And yes, it's good. And the Hawks lead by 4. 1:43 left in the first quarter. Here's Snell. The putback, and Drummond is right there. Drummond's got 6.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Young with the steal. Looking to get it going. Here's Jones. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Left side Rose. And the foul on Cam Reddish. That is his first foul of the game. Thon Maker's checked in for Andre Drummond. Here's Beasley. No points in the game yet for him. Maker dishes to Beasley. Outside Rose. 5 to shoot. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Derrick Rose, when he's in the outside shot, creates even more space for him to operate.
.51 seconds left here in the first quarter. Young outside. Good on the shot. He's got 10.
His shot making has been superb this quarter. He's taken over this game.
Beasley kicks to Snell. 29 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Maker misses.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Passes it to Reddish. Young with the ball. 10 points for him. For 3. Got the shot! He
Just
got it!
no better feeling to be able to deliver in a moment like that.
Yeah.
And you see his teammates love it. They love it.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
He had to rush that one a little, but terrific stroke from range.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. The Hawks on top. They lead by 6. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Andre Drummond says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who've led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do to make this team successful.
And, you know, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's their strategy. Try to overwhelm you. Try to put you in a hole you have to dig yourself out of.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Detroit, Rose is out there with Tony Snell. Then there's Markieff Morris. Then there's Maker. And it's Beasley in at the small forward position.
And, boy, what a year it was for Derrick Rose. And the sea of fans hoping that he would get back to what he once was, as he was electric.
The first free throw is good. And for Rose, so many had written him off, but he was a huge factor for the Timberwolves.
Rose still has a tremendous passion for the game, and it really shows on the court. His renaissance last season was one of the better stories in our league.
And Rose drops them both.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about. Kevin?
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. And so Young will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. And Maker sends it back.
Watching him protect the rim, you never guess Maker's averaging less than 1 block a game for his career. Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
Here's Young, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Young's got 15.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
And that takes skill and the ability to make adjustments as you're going up.
Drills it from outside.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Pass to Reddish. Parker outside. Down low. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Coaches talk about young players needing to experience the playoffs to understand that level. Smitty, why is that so hard to simulate without going through it?
Kevin, reasons why is in the playoffs, everything is taken to another level. Also, you seeing this team night in and night out. They know your plays. You know their plays. It comes down to just execution, and you can't have careless turnovers or those brain freezes you have in the regular season.
And that one misses.
Well, the brand new Little Caesars Arena here in Detroit. How are you feeling it, Smitty?
GA, it's a great state-of-the-art facility. Glad the new location is in downtown Detroit. Hopefully, an iconic venue for an iconic team.
He hits the second from the line. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Rose against Young. Over to the wing, to the middle. Young with the steal. The shot by Carter, nobody around. And too long on the shot. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Here's Rose, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Trae Young.
Derrick Rose putting pressure on the defense, always looking to draw contact.
He'll take his third and fourth free throw shots of the game right here.
And last season, 86% from the line. So he's always had that calm presence at the line, no matter the situation.
The free throw drops for Rose.
The one thing you can say about the Hawks, they have drafted well over the past few seasons. Stole John Collins at pick 19, traded back for Trae Young, and the Herter selection. The rebuild may not be long in Atlanta.
That one is no good. And Steve, the Hawks not only identify talent, they identify guys who will excel in their established system.
And that system is finding value with shooters. They also look for guys who bring the energy and also bring the effort. The size of the player isn't as important as the heart. He looked just a little out of rhythm. He's still trying to establish consistency from there.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Here's Beasley after the basket by Atlanta. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Vince Carter picks one up.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
For Detroit, they have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. First free throw is good.
Well, the Pistons are starting to embrace the deep ball. First year under Coach Casey, they shot many more threes. Went from middle of the pack in 2018 to 6th overall last year.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. And it's Jackson in for Tony Snell. And the threes the Pistons put up last year, Steve, a franchise record for them.
Next step is they're going to have to make them. This team is still looking for the right outside threats, but they know they want to stay a team that attacks from outside. How is it possible? Wide open, too.
Rose finds Beasley. Detroit, no good that time either. The Hawks leading by 4. Ahead. Open shot Carter, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Carter's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Griffin against Collins. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Smitty, Blake Griffin stepping up his game in every way since joining the Detroit Pistons.
Kevin, last season was a career year in scoring, and he's doing so much on the floor. Rebounding and passing are a big part of his game now, and he's leading the way for this team in a lot of ways.
And the first one drops. Smitty, certain guys, due to their size or just playing style, are harder to officiate than others. I've always believed that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, back in my day, it was Shaq. How do you officiate him? Is he creating contact or he is absorbing contact? James Harden at a guard spot is one of those guys. Giannis, I also think, is one of those guys. And Russell Westbrook. Those are my guys I think that are playing right now.
They're just such different players, aren't they? I mean, they're just very difficult to officiate.
And they play through contact well.
Yes, good point. Here's Herter. He's got 6. Back to Collins. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Thon Maker.
Well, coming into the league, John Collins mostly an around the rim scorer. His development as a shooter giving him more versatility.
And at Wake Forest, Collins a solid mid-range shooter. But you know what, Smitty? He has stretched his range now beyond the arc.
Kevin, credit his work ethic. A power dunker, but he's not content to live inside.
The first one falls, and he may not have gotten the same attention as some of the other picks back in the 2017 draft, Greg, but John Collins out of Wake Forest has been outstanding thus far in his career.
Really one of the league's best kept secrets. Tremendous athleticism, also great hands, and just has a knack for moving to the open spot around that rim.
Jackson, that's good.
You love the balance from Reggie Jackson, generating more power in the catch and shoot.
Herter passes to Carter. Here's Len. Pass to Hunter. Got a piece of it. Up top, Brown. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul. And Collins has got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. It's a three-point game. Back to Carter. And here's Len. The pass to Herter. Back to Len. It's Carter, high post. Just 4 to shoot. The tray. The shot missing. The Pistons go the other way with it. Jackson looking around to the paint. Shoots from 14. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Now Carter. Poked loose. Len kicks to Carter. Collins wide open. He fires. The Hawks again can't hit. Pistons trail by 3. Here's Kennard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
And the first one at the line is good.
You look at the Hawks franchise, moved to Atlanta in 1956. Since then, they've been unable to advance to the NBA Finals.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Thonmaker. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Now with Atlanta, I think they wanted a fresh start a couple years ago, Steve, rather than be a middle-of-the-pack team.
Yeah, and a primary way to acquire stars is to reboot, dump salary, and nail your draft picks. Then, once you have the young nucleus in place, you add the veterans.
Now Jackson, following DeAndre Hunter's three-point attempt. Carter dishes to Len. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Detroit. It'll be the Philadelphia 76ers coming into town. Then on Monday, they'll defend home court against the Indiana Pacers. Detroit's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. The kick out to Brown from deep. And Vince Carter pulls it down. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. And the dunk by Len.
And how about the awareness Hunter possesses? Understands when one of his guys has an opportunity.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 8. The feed to Griffin. It's stolen by Carter. And, oh, here we go. Carter's got it in the fast break chance. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Pistons trailed by 3. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. No good from the wing. And for the Hawks, they're shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Now, here's Hunter. Carter outside. Back to Collins. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And it's Carter missing. For Detroit, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Griffin controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Great effort by Blake Griffin. Coaches can draw up whatever they want. Sometimes it just boils down to effort.
Herter passes to Carter. And it's sent back by Drummond.
I feel like Drummond saw that one coming all the way. Great anticipation.
Stolen by Len. Here's Hunter. Drops in the breakaway layup. Hunter's got 5 now.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Jackson finds Drummond. Back to Jackson. It's deflected. It's stolen by Carter. Now, here's Hunter. Not a lot of room. Abs checked in for Carter. Here's Len. 5 points in the game. Here's Herter. Off target from outside.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Jackson, that's good.
The way he glides around the court doesn't look like Jackson is moving as fast as he really is.
The Hawks leading. Here's Herter. 6 points for him. Len kicks to Crab. Here's Herter. Passes it to Hunter. Just 5 on the clock. Hawks passing it around. And the shot goes in. And it's 7 points for Alex Len. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Pistons. To the right side. Brown dishes to Griffin. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Griffin's got 6 in the quarter.
He has the ability to get hit, stay up in the air, and to finish the play. That's Blake Griffin.
Pass to Collins. Now Len, right wing. Here's Crab with the putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And that's now 9 points for Alex Len.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now here's Drummond. He's coming off a 16-point game against Indiana.
And we got to talk about his 4 steals on the night. That's a complete performance at both ends of the floor.
For Atlanta, they have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them. That's good from Crab. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Markieff Morris is checked in for Griffin. Beasley comes in for Bruce Brown. Tony Snell's checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Rose in for Reggie Jackson. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Jones checked in for Alex Len. Parker comes in for Collins. Reddish, he's checked in for Hunter. And Trae Young subbed in for Kevin Herter. And the last 2 drafts, the Atlanta Hawks aggressively making trades to assemble this roster.
And drafting DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, great length and versatility on the wings. You pair that with Trae Young and John Collins, and that's an exciting young core
for the Hawks.
First one falls for him. And so Snell nails both of them. Atlanta's gotten into trouble with the three ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Pass to Crabbe. We've got 1:13 left here in the second. Parker passes to Jones. 6 to shoot. Young. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Young's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Rose with the ball. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Indiana. To the inside. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
I love it. Beautiful job getting to the rim, making a play.
That's good from Snell. Atlanta's shooting around 43% from the floor in the second quarter. Bounce pass, Crabbe. Parker surveying the floor. There's the dish to Young. Kicks to Reddish. From deep. Detroit with the rebound.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yes, you do, but it's a dilemma. If you get a great look earlier in the clock, do you take it?
Snell from outside. Pistons keep it alive. Drummond finds Morris. And another shot, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And Atlanta gets called for the foul. This is his first free throw of the game. He's off on the first. That one drops. He ties it up. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek, how's it feel to be back on the floor again?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Good to see you back out here, Derek. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. Some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He had 14 points and 4 rebounds. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, they've gotten to the line tonight a lot. Basically, they're saying, I'm going to take it to you. And the only way you can stop me is to foul me. But here's the thing. If you're afraid to sacrifice your body, you'll never pick up a lot of free throws. So great job in the first half.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
They got to get more aggressive on the glass. Over the first half, we saw them being schooled down low. You know what I'm going to say, Ernie. Barbecue chicken. If I was coach in the locker room right now, they'd be getting an earful. Extra rebounding. Effort will pay off in other ways. The energy is really where it starts. Something like that, Ernie.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
And some of it's just a mindset. He came into this game with a very unselfish approach, and his teammates have benefited from it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Checking out the group for Lloyd Pierce to start the second half. Collins at power forward with Len at center. Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. And it's Young in at the point guard position.
Incredible night for Trae. Has direct involvement in nearly every facet of this offense.
Here's Kennard. He sinks the 11-footer. Kennard's got 6.
This is year 2 for Lloyd Pierce as an NBA head coach. Still in his early 40s, the Hawks, the perfect opportunity for him to grow and develop alongside his players.
And Coach Pierce works as an assistant general manager in the offseason. Steve able to learn that side of things and have a voice in acquisitions.
That's very important. They are building something special in Atlanta. He's going to play a big role in that as well.
And that one falls for Young. Steve, the league has broadened the definition of clear path foul. Do you think that'll discourage the wrap-up fouls that stop those fast breaks?
Yeah, I think so, because the guy's coming downhill with that type of force. And if you do wrap him up, and sometimes your coaches want you to because of the situation, but it's hard, and it could create a lot of injury. So I do like the clear path fouls.
Pistons trail by 3. And here's Jackson. Here's Drummond. Here's Griffin. Ball's knocked loose. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Alex Len picks one up.
Hard not to bite on Drummond's pump fake. You have to get up quick to have any chance to contest his shot.
Now you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
That free throw, no good.
Well, now when you foul Drummond, he can hurt you a little bit at the line. He's much improved.
And the second free throw, good. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Hawks. The lead is 2. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Now Jackson, following DeAndre Hunter's three-point attempt.
If I'm Blake Griffin, I'm telling my teammate, throw it higher. I'll go get it.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Young dishes the Len. And Young, here we go. And he banks in the layup. Young's got 7 points here in this quarter.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Here's Jackson. Len grabs the board. Len's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Hunter. Rebounded by the Pistons. Griffin's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Rejected by Len. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's Hunter.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Here's Jackson. He can't get it to go. And Atlanta will come the other way. And Herter gets it to go. Herter's got 8.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 10. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
That is a powerful point guard right there. Reggie converting against very tight defense.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Young passes to Herter. Shot from free throw range. Collins kicks to Young. No good on the 3. The Pistons trailing, and here comes Brown, leading the fast break. Here's Kennard. Tries again. It's rebounded by Herter. The Hawks have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. The shot's good. Young's got 9 points now in just the second half. Detroit's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. The pass to Griffin. Over in the corner, Brown. Drummond trying to get himself free. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Hunter. Here's Herter. Detroit with the rebound.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist. They call him Red Velvet. Kevin Huerter, out of the University of Maryland, proved he can stripe it from day 1.
Akers checked in for Detroit. Rose comes in for Brown. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Carter, he's checked in for Hunter. And Greg Herter, the 19th pick back in 2018. Sweet touch and at 6'7". Good size at the shooting guard position.
And the Hawks general manager, Travis Schlenk, coming from the Warriors with Trae Young and Kevin Huerter. The Hawks hoping they have a kind of Splash Brothers East.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put them over the limit.
Young finds Len. Passes it to Collins. Now here is Carter. He's tightly guarded. Good work there as it goes.
I like that. Collins playing under control, reading the floor. Nice setup there.
Looking to end the run. It's good. And the Hawks lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Derrick Rose.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Let's look at Trae Young's shot chart. He goes inside more than people mention.
This is his third trip to the free throw line.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
That free throw good from Young. Detroit making a switch here. Beasley's checked in, and a switch here also for Atlanta. Parker's checked in. Good on both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And coach most likely wants to address their turnover issues. The offense looks forced right now, rush. There's no synergy to it. They have to find a way to work together and remain aggressive without making mistakes.
Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. The fourth spot held by Trae Young.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Now here's Rose. 13 points in the game. Beasley, yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
Defense just not strong enough to throw him off his shot there. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to defend him down low.
Offensive rebound. Young's shot is off. Pistons trail by 7. Beasley, the pass to Kennard. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker. That's foul number 2 for him. Markieff Morris is checked in for the Pistons. Then for the Hawks, Damian Jones is checked in for Len. Alan Crabb comes in for John Collins. And it's Reddish in for Vince Carter. Here's Rose. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Atlanta leading by 7. It's Young on the wing. He has 31. Yep, it counts. Young's got 13 points now in the quarter.
These are big buckets. He's been instrumental in helping them try to close out this game.
Rose dishes to Beasley. From 13 feet, it goes down.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide open guy from the corner of his eye.
Oh, the lob to Parker. It's stolen by Morris. Maker kicks to Kennard. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Kennard's got 8 points.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Now Young. 33 points for him. Three-pointer. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Hawks lead by 8.
It just looks like it's going in every time. Maybe because we've already seen Trae do this so many times.
It's Morris atop the key. And now Jones running the floor all by himself. Shots good from Young.
This has been a tremendous quarter for him. Everything he puts up now looks like it's going in.
Pass to Maker. Puts up a 3. And no good that time. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Parker, with no one around, offline with his 3.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Here's Beasley. Got it. Good job in the low post. 8 points for him.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now here's Reddish. 8 points for him. Parker outside. Dishes to Young. Here's the floater. Maker with the ball. He's against Parker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And with Thon Maker still a developing project, you forget, Smitty, how young he really is.
You're right, Kevin. Has a lot of time ahead of him. You can see the touch and the length he has. Hopefully, he can keep working and put it all together.
That free throw good from Maker. Tony Snell's checked in for Kennard. And he makes the first but misses the second. Well, last year, Damian Jones had a very promising start, but his season was cut short by injury.
Yeah, he tore a pectoral muscle about a third of the way into the season. Has shown big strides and was starting for a little bit. The upside in talent is clear for Jones.
And here's Rose, following the three-pointer by Trae Young. Morris, no good. Now here's Cram, covered by Beasley. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. In the corner, it's Maker. The three. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. Now, here's Reddish. He's got 8. And here's Young from the arc. Rebounded by the Pistons. Maker's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Inside, Morris. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 3 assists in the game. The Hawks leading by 6. Young finds Crabbe. Pass to Parker. Over Maker. Here's Jones. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Jones has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The pass to Beasley. Back to Rose. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Rose has got 4 this quarter.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
And so it's Young who brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. He kicks it to Parker. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
A chance to check out stats for Rose. Good season for him last year. Last season, he averaged 18 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
And that one falls for Parker. And Parker drops them both. Rose with the ball. He's got 15. Morris passes to Beasley. Back to Morris. Pistons passing it around. Snell from outside. The rebound by Young. Atlanta leading by 8. Beyond the arc. Excellent D there from Beasley. The Pistons shooting around 48% so far in the 3rd. No good. Shot missing. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. And the wide open shot from Reddish. Atlanta again missing. The Pistons shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Rose kicks to Beasley. Kept alive. Morris. And Jones sends it back. And the call will be against Thon Maker. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And he knocks down the first one. So for the Pistons, Andre Drummond's checked in for Maker, and it's Brown in for Tony Snell. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Hunter's checked in for Crabb. And Parker drops them both. We've got 1:13 left here in the third quarter. They get a hand on it. Rose dishes to Morris. Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Rose, good. 58 seconds left in the third quarter. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. And the wide open shot from Rose. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Rose has got 19 points.
The last thing you want to see from the defense is Derrick Rose starting to find a rhythm with his shot.
If they time it right, they can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
36 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Parker. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No good on that one. And he's good on the second. Here's Rose. 19 points in the game. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Morris outside. Back to Rose. Loads it up for Beasley.
Slicing and dicing Derrick Rose, picking the defense apart with the pass.
The Hawks leading by 5. And here's Young, and he's got 41. Out to the right wing. Here's Hunter. The Hawks again can't hit. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Hawks lead by 5. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Pistons trail by 5. Markieff Morris is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Beasley. Then there's Jackson. And it's Rose in at the 2 guard. That's the group for Detroit right now. Now Jackson. He feeds it to Drummond. And Jones sends it back. Here's Reddish. That one falls. Reddish has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Hawks. And, well, Detroit shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Jackson finds Beasley. Back to Jackson. Off with the layup. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Pistons making a change here. Griffin's checked in. Collins checked in for Atlanta. Kevin Huerter comes in for Reddish. Jackson against Young. Pass to Hunter. Parker outside. Rebound by the Pistons.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Count the basket. Rose has got 21.
I love that play right there. You see the patience of Blake. Doesn't force anything, just waits for his man to break free.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Young passes to Herter. Kicks to Hunter. Parker up top. Pass to Collins. Shot clock at 5. It's Young on the wing. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. And it's Rose with the ball for Detroit. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Blake is like having another guard on the floor, getting down and sprinting and beating everybody down the court.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Young against Jackson. Young outside. Takes a 3. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Pistons trail by 3. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Griffin. 14 points for Reggie Jackson.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Young. It's not going to go for him. Some solid defense there from Jackson. To the middle. Griffin finds Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got 4 this quarter.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this one. Just too many good looks from in close.
Atlanta's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Detroit. Len's checked in for the Hawks. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
I was able to listen in on Lloyd Pierce talking with his team. He told them to stick with it. He said, this game is right here, guys. This is our game to take. Precision, purpose, and poise. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
This was obviously a focal point coming out of the break. Look smart when the shots are going down.
And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Here's Kennard. Len grabs the board. Len's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And here's Young from the arc. It's Drummond with the rebound.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
Young with the steal. Launches a 3. The shot off that time. And Detroit the other way now. Griffin passes to Rose. Yep, that one goes. Rose has got it all tied up now for the Pistons.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And Young, here we go. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Able to see the entire floor. Young gets a lane, and he takes it.
And the first one drops. That one misses.
You know he wanted to knock down all his shots at the line, but he still did enough to put them in front.
Detroit on D. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
And he really seems to just have lost his touch at halftime.
Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Shots good by Kennard.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
The Hawks trail it. Here's Herter. Young outside. Shoots the three. Detroit with the rebound. Kennard's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Nice herky-jerky move by Derrick Rose to get into the lane and make a play.
First free throw is good.
Rose has really accepted the responsibility of being the leader of this team. They look to him to deliver night after night.
Both free throws good from Rose. Now, here is Young.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Lets it go with a three. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
He has gone ice cold this quarter. Obviously not helping their cause.
It's good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
The Hawks trail by 5. Young with the ball. Releases. They get it back.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Now here's Rose. Down low, stolen by Len. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. A pull-up, and Young with the basket on the assist by Hunter. And now just a 1-point Detroit lead. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Detroit Pistons. To the left wing. Pass to Jackson. Lets the three fly. Detroit keeping it alive. A new 14. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson. Rose against Young. Outside Collins. Here's Herter. Count it, and the foul. Andre Drummond picks one up.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
The 19th pick in 2018 out of Maryland, Kevin Herter with the positional size and skill to adapt well to the NBA game.
And with that skill level, Herter's a triple threat offensively.
Not just a standstill shooter, he can function as a secondary ball handler, creating for himself and others.
Now here's Griffin. Bank shot, no good. Griffin with the steal. And there's the pass to Brown. Fast break, the Hawks. Here's Herter. He gets that one. Herter's got 5 points in the quarter.
And nice dime from Hunter there. An unselfish player who knows how to look for his teammates.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to run him off his spots out there. He is rolling.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Trae Young.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game. And it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Here's Rose. To end the run. Goes back up. Here's Drummond. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's foul number 2 for him. Atlanta leading by 4. It's stolen by Rose. Outside for Griffin. Lets it go from 11. Here's Drummond. Here's Kennard. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Hawks another fast break opportunity here. Hunter with it. Brown on him. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. The Pistons have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the 4th. That's about 43%. To the left side wing. To the paint. Intercepted. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. And he uses the glass on the layup. Young's got 46 points.
This isn't a tough case to crack. If they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on D.
Back to Rose. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And that's now 27 points for Rose.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by the Hawks.
The Hawks leading by 4. Young passes to Herter. It's blocked. Brown outside. Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
He has a monster wingspan, the elevation for his size. Drummond able to finish with authority on a consistent basis.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Rose against Young. Rejected by Len. A 3-ball. Hunter no good.
Trying to shoot himself out of his slump. And it's not going well.
Here's Brown. And they call the foul. So he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
On the free throw, no good. Atlanta's shooting around 40% from the floor here. Here's Herter. Detroit with the rebound. Kennard's got 5 rebounds tonight. And here is Drummond. And there's the call on John Collins. That's foul number 2 for him. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
Here's Kennard. Over in the corner, Rose to take the lead. Collins with some nice D.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it. Trae Young doesn't get rattled and plays very well under pressure.
Passes it to Brown. And the wide open shot from Griffin. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. 1:56 left in the fourth. Brown kicks to Drummond. 5 on the clock. Pass to Brown. From deep three-point range.
And really, Hunter can guard every position. This is something that makes him incredibly valuable.
In attack mode, Drummond getting aggressive as the game heats up.
Now, here is Young. Right side, Collins. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
And we've talked about Collins becoming a go-to scorer. Important points right there.
Rose against Young. Rose dishes to Brown. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Brown's got the game tied up here for the Pistons.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
So the first one drops, and that gives them the lead.
You know, he was considered to be just a piece of the puzzle when he was drafted. John Collins now a cornerstone for this franchise.
And the Pistons making a change here. Jackson's checked in.
Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
Detroit's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. .58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Griffin inside. He's guarded by Collins. And Drummond is right there.
I love it. Clutch situation. Andre Drummond puts the team on his back.
And Lloyd Pierce wants a timeout. There's 49 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
He's a natural-born scorer who leaves everything out on the floor. Young simply makes things happen.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a two-point ball game.
Fantastic job stepping up and knocking those two down. That's got to be a huge confidence builder.
Jackson up top, pass to Kennard. Brown kicks to Kennard. The offensive rebound, Drummond. Here's Griffin. Drummond trying to get himself free. Money!
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Atlanta calls timeout. .26 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Jackson against Young. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the wing on the left. He's off from 3. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ball game. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime.
Here we go.
So Atlanta will get the first possession. And no shortage of excitement here, and we're officially underway in overtime in this game. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Pistons, Jackson and Kennard pair up at the 1 and the 2. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. And it's Brown in at the 3 spot.
Blake is so hard to guard off the dribble, and he has the elevation to go over you, but he is strong enough to absorb contact and get to the line.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
Yeah, good board, man.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
A 3 off the inbound, and the 3 ball is good. Herter's got 19 points.
Defensively, you have to tighten up on him or suffer the consequences.
There's the pass to Griffin. Over Parker. Misses off the left iron. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They've led by as much as 10. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Hunter, no good. The Pistons trailing. Passes it to Griffin. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Jabari Parker. The first one falls. Blake Griffin hits them both. We're just over a minute into overtime here. Parker outside. He dishes it to Young. It doesn't go for him. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Brown with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Rejected by Len. And they're running. Here's Herter, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Herter's got 5 points in the quarter.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
Now here's Griffin. That one good for 2.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
And Griffin no good on that one. The Hawks have gone 2 of 5 on shot attempts since the end of regulation. Here's Hunter in Atlanta again with the bucket.
Well, we saw this from Hunter in the tournament. When Virginia won the championship, he was a clutch performer.
Here's Kennard. Lets it go. Griffin's shot is off. Just under 2.5 minutes passed here in this overtime. Young with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Land against Drummond. Here's Herter. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Now here's Drummond. Brown. Good.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's Young. Atlanta calls timeout. And what an exciting game here with 3 minutes played so far in overtime. It's good.
Trying to attack the heart of that defense with great teamwork.
Pistons trail by 4. Outside Jackson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Parker, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Collins checked in for the Hawks. First free throw is good, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And now you're in a great position thanks to those clutch free throws. One possession game now.
Jackson against Young. Hits it again. Wow.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Detroit. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. And taken away by Brown. Outside Griffin. The shot's good. Brown making the play. That's 28 points for Blake Griffin.
That's the kind of leadership you want from Blake Griffin, a guy who wants to take those big shots.
Kicks it out to Collins. In the corner, it's Hunter. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Stolen. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Young with the ball. To the inside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And there, just through activity, Hunter keeps the pressure on the defense.
Drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
An athletic forward with a versatile skill set. Hunter has also proven he can come up big in big moments.
And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game. And here are the Pistons. And they call an illegal screen here.
And just a loss of concentration there. And they're going to pay for it with the over and back.
When you're thinking about the next play, rather than being in the moment, these kinds of mistakes happen.
Morris is checked in for Detroit. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Lobbed up there for Collins. Hammers the alley-oop through. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 16 rebounds.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're trailing by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in overtime. Guys, what do you think?
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
And on the defensive end, they'll have to foul whomever gets the ball. No time left to be picky.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They trail by 7. 12 seconds left in the first overtime. Now here's Frazier. Tight defense on him. It's good.
Beautiful ball movement. Draw and kick. The defense can't catch up.
And he commits the intentional foul. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And so it's Atlanta with the W. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for him in overtime.
Yeah, probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire, but give them credit. They were able to regroup in that overtime, and this win has to feel satisfying.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last few years. How have you been able to battle through them?
It's been tough, to tell you the truth, but, you know, the race is not won to the swift, but the one to endure, so I'm trying to keep that motive.
You have certainly endured and thrived, Jabari. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.